Thanks very much for this opportunity. First of all, could you tell me briefly the purpose of your visit? Why are you here?
When I arrived in Mali yesterday morning, I've come here to assess the situation on the ground for myself. As Foreign Office Minister Hugo Swire has made clear, the British government remains very concerned about the continued detention of President Nasheed under anti-terrorism laws. The international community is watching what is happening here in the Maldives, and our concern is that President Nasheed, like any other Maldivian citizen, should enjoy due legal process, that his fundamental rights should be respected, and that there is transparency in the court proceedings.
You said your government is concerned about the arrest as well as the detention of President Nasheed. Do you not believe that he should be on trial?
What we're concerned about at the moment, first of all, is the safety of President Nasheed. And in my discussions with the Maldivian government yesterday, I was given an assurance that his safety would be provided for. Secondly, we are concerned that in any trial proceedings, that those trial proceedings should be fair, respect due process, and respect fundamental rights.
What is your assessment so far regarding that?
Well, we have received reports of the trial proceedings. We have discussed these issues with the government. I think the important point going forward is that those rights are assured and that there is transparency in the process. So what I'm here for is hopefully to work with all the parties to try to find a resolution to the current situation.
Now, the government believes this is a domestic matter. In fact, the Foreign Minister has been very clear that foreign governments such as yours don't have a say in what is happening in the current situation. What is your reaction to that?
Well, of course, ultimately these matters are for Maldives as a sovereign country to determine. It's for the government and the authorities to take their decisions. But both the Maldives and the United Kingdom are parties to international treaties which guarantee the right to fair trial, to freedom of expression, to freedom of lawful assembly. We are also both members of the Commonwealth, and we have voluntarily signed up to the values in the Commonwealth Charter. And it's perfectly legitimate and indeed a perfectly normal aspect of international diplomacy for one government to ask another government to abide by its commitments in these areas. That's what I'm here to do.
But given the government's position on this matter, what kind of leverage do you have with the governments to work together?
We wish to work constructively with Maldives in this area. The United Kingdom is a friend of Maldives, and our interest is in a stable, prosperous, democratic country. Thousands of British tourists visit this country each year, and therefore we have that interest in continued stability. But we're also an honest friend, and sometimes honest friends raise difficult issues. But it is in that spirit that we are here, and we call for all parties in Maldives across the whole country to maintain calm. We hope that there will be moderation and restraint, and that a resolution can be found to these difficult issues.
You've mentioned tourists, and your government has updated the travel advisory to urge British citizens visiting the Maldives to be cautious. Do you think there's a real threat to tourists visiting the Maldives right now?
Our advice to our tourist visitors is based on the facts as we see them. Clearly there have been demonstrations taking place. There are suggestions there could be further demonstrations, and therefore, as a responsible government, we caution our British nationals to take care and stay away from potential demonstrations should there be a risk to their situation when they come here.
Looking at the long term, what do you think is the most crucial thing that Maldives should do in order to ensure long-term stability?
Well, again, the decisions on these matters are for Maldivians to make. But we hope there can be a way forward, a consensus between the various parties in the Maldives so that we can maintain those basic democratic processes and people can come together to find an agreed way forward. That will, in our view, help the stability of the country and help the future prosperity of the country. And that is our wish as United Kingdom for the Maldives.
Could you tell me if you have had any meetings with officials from both sides or any NGOs?
I've been meeting parties from all sides during my visit here. I've had meetings with the government, I've had meetings with opposition parties, I've had meetings with others who are following the situation here. I've had constructive discussions with everyone to whom I've spoken, and I've assured them that from the United Kingdom's perspective, what we hope for is an agreed way forward and for calm to prevail.
What do you mean when you say constructive?
In each of the meetings that I've had, I've been able to listen to the views that have been expressed to me. I've also been able to set out clearly the United Kingdom's approach to these issues. That dialogue has been positive. I hope that that dialogue will bear fruit in the future.
How is the willingness of the parties to work together?
I hope that the parties will be able to find a way forward. I am aware that there are different views. I'm aware that there are planned demonstrations. I hope those demonstrations will be peaceful, that everybody will respect the law, that there will be no violence, that there will be restraint on the part of the authorities, and that in a more peaceful atmosphere there will be an opportunity for the parties to come together to agree the future approach.
Do you have anything to add?
Let me repeat. Our interest is in a stable, prosperous, democratic Maldives. We are a friend of this country. We come here with that approach. We come here with concerns, but those concerns are in accordance with the international obligations and international principles to which both our countries are committed and to which I hope we will remain committed.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.